Good morning, guys. In today's episode, we have this 2020 Ford Explorer ST in for our Platinum service. If you're interested in what a Platinum service is, check out our website down below. It's basically our full detail, like our Diamond service, but a little extra. Extra polishing, we do like an all-in-one sort of paint enhancement polish on the paint, and then we do interior protection, more extensive interior protection. We use a leather coating, and we also use protection for the fabrics. So that's what this service includes. We're gonna get started on it this morning, and I'll show you some of the products that we're using as well. We actually picked up some new to us products from Car Supplies Warehouse, and we're going to be playing around with those today. Guys, if you're enjoying the videos, and I hope you are, consider subscribing and clicking that bell so you don't miss stuff. And if you do go to Car Supplies Warehouse and buy any of the products or tools there, use code Miranda10 and you'll get 10% off of the products and some of the tools. Some of the bigger tools you may not be able to get that discount on, but some of the smaller ones, you will. You're welcome. So let's take a look at this beautiful Explorer. I love this color. It is gorgeous. It does have the blacked out emblems, which is a nice touch. And it's not completely ruined or anything like that. It's a little dirty. As far as swirls go, we'll wash it and we'll see what we're dealing with here. I see a little bit of wash marring, a little bit of swirling, but I think overall it's not too bad. We're pulling out the mats. We're gonna scrub those down as well and clean them and protect them. And as far as the interior goes, not bad. Some vacuuming, some scrubbing, some steaming. We'll get everything nice and clean and protected in here. Nice black gloss wheels. Show you what to do when cleaning black gloss wheels and how to safely and properly clean them. Oh, back here is the worst. Definitely. Now I think these are just, yeah, that's nothing permanent. So let's begin with our pre-wash phase, rinsing, pre-washing, and then we're going to get to our contact wash. You're going to notice what we use for our pre-washing is the IK foamer, and you can put either an APC in there or a super high alkaline shampoo. Either one will work. We just have an APC in there for today, but we have been working with the Koch Chemie Active Foam and Super Foam. Both of those are high alkaline, amazing for pre-washing and even just regular washing. They clean very, very well. For the shampoo, today we're using the 303 Car Wash. And as far as some of the products that we're using today, we have some of the P&S products, and this one we've been trying out, the Shine All. And is it a hyperdressing killer? Pretty close. Pretty close. It can be diluted, which is good. It's around the same-ish price, but you can also get it in the 16-ounce bottles where the hyperdressing, you couldn't do that. But you can get it in 16-ounce or in a gallon. Just fill up your little bottle here. We also have some of the Finish Exterior Spray, or Finish Spray Exterior, sorry, from Koch Chemie. Ugh, that sounded bad. And this has, you know, it does have a water spot remover, but it's not a dedicated water spot remover. I think some are trying to use it as such. It's not really that way. It's made for fresh water spots like that day or maybe in a few days, not for week or month-old water spots. We have Top Star. We're probably not going to use that today. We are going to use a more extensive protection for the interior, but this can be used like a maintenance on top of vinyl, leather protection and things like that. Really nice product though. And then we have some of the Stoner's Trim Shine products, which Car Supplies Warehouse is now carrying. Their tar and sap remover. We'll see if we need any of that today. And the More Shine for the tires. So we'll see if we use either that or the Shine All dressing today. And we picked up a fresh clay mitt from Work Stuff. Now this clay mitt, unlike some of the other ones that we use, this is kind of interesting, and I think they do this for a couple of different reasons. It's actually a really nice soft material, but as you see with the mitt, it has the little perforations, the little holes in it, where the other mitts that we use, they're a solid face. I don't know. I think some companies do that just to kind of save money. They don't have to put as much on here, but actually that is kind of good. It does kind of reduce surface friction, but you always want to use this with either a clay lubricant or your shampoo. We're going to use it with the shampoo. Hey, I see your hand in there. What are you doing? So this is the Work Stuff clay mitt. That's what we're going to use today. It's fresh. I'll show you what to do with this before it touches the paint. There's just a little bit of prep work. No, this is not sponsored by a... My lips hurt really bad. All right. Does this have UV protection in it? I don't know. It's organic. Here, catch. Now, you always want to soak this before you even use it anyway. So soak it. And I'll show you. Basically, you just break it in on the glass first before it touches the paint. Not a big deal.
Ooh, gorgeous out.
Okay, now we're good to go. Now we are pre-rinsing on this before we put the APC or the pre-wash on it. This does depend on what you're doing. If you're in the full sun like this, it's not super hot, but we are in full sun, then I do like to pre-rinse everything. Now I know there's an argument to be made whether you pre-rinse first or not to allow the APC to dwell. Is it going to clean as well if you still have water on the paint? You test it yourself, guys, but I have not found it to make any type of huge impact on the cleaning power of the APC. The APC that I have in there is diluted 1 to 4. It's still very strong. Once it hits the paint, is the water on the paint going to keep it away from the paint surface so it doesn't clean effectively? I have not found that to actually be the case. So, test it for yourself. Don't just, look on YouTube and see some of our, fellow detailers who are, saying those things. I understand the science behind it, but you gotta try it in your own world for it to be a fact or to prove it. So here we go. We're gonna use the IK foamer and pretty much foam almost the whole thing. I mean, all the bottom halves. But definitely the front, it's got some buggage on there and we want to get all of that cleaned. Now don't allow your APC or your pre-wash to just dry on the paint. You gotta watch it. So it's not necessarily just a simple time frame, like letting it sit there for 5 minutes or 1 minute. Look at it, keep an eye on it. Don't let it dry so that it creates any type of streaks or any issues. Look out for the plastics as well. You don't want things just drying in the hot sun on your paint. So just use common sense. It's totally fine. And pre-wash like this, doing your APC rinse, it's going to help tremendously loosening up all that grime and grit and dirt, rinsing it away safely. And no, the pressure washer does not scratch when you're pre-rinsing. That is a myth. Doesn't make sense. Please don't believe that. You can already see it working on the tires. So that's awesome. So if it's doing that to the tires, it's doing that everywhere else. You may just not see it because it's not heavy grit on the paint. But yeah, the idea that a pressure washer is going to scratch your paint if you have mud on there and you're supposed to foam it first so that it softens it up and then you pressure wash it off, that does not make any sense. My fellow detailers, please don't buy into that. People who say that don't know what they're talking about. Oh, did you do the door jams? Or are they not bad?
Don't need to.
No? Okay. Oh, that's nice. It is nice. I'm following you. That stuff smells like bubble gum. And it's a nice thick foam. I put about 2 ounces in there. It's a nice jig you did there. That's called the detailer's jig. Here's another tip for mobile guys. foam up your mats like this, if you put APC on them and you allow them to dry, it could stain the plastics. So if you do APC them, you can put the foam right on top of them like that. It actually does kind of stay like this for quite a while. The foam doesn't dry as fast as just the APC on...
Wheel bucket.
Oh, the wheel bucket. Whoopsie. So here's what you do with the mitt. You wash a section. I'm going to do just the windshield first because I'm going to break it in on the windshield. And that just means basically rubbing it on the windshield because it kind of softens the rubber or whatever that material is. And then you can go ahead and wash your painted section. Oh wow, this feels smooth already.
Yeah.
It's really not bad. Bottom sections are okay also?
Yeah, it feels smooth.
Good. Yeah, that wasn't bad to begin with. But that's how you break it in. Just break it in on the glass, a couple of seconds, and then you can go to the paint. Getting me right in the face. You really just enjoy spraying me in the face, don't you? Someone doesn't understand the physics of water. You mean if I spray in your direction, you're gonna get soaking wet? Yes, that's how water works. I might die from overspraying.
Bit dramatic.
Well, no, I did not.
Hey, I need that.
There you go, you learn.
Woo! Finally.
Learning is hard. You gotta learn stuff and stay stuff.
That's hard.
Gotta do stuff. Can't just sit and play video games. Learning is hard. I know. Finally. So she's all rinsed, she's all washed, she's all deconned. Let's pull it in. And no, we didn't need to do chemical decon. The paint was smooth to the touch, no rough feeling to it at all. Using the clay mitt on all the paint surfaces lightly. That's what we did. And the paint is now nice and smooth and clean, ready to go. It's getting hot, so we're pulling her in. The Explorer is now pulled in. It's all blown dry. And we're going to probably do the interior first, and then we'll focus on the exterior. The interior, really not too bad. So we'll vacuum it. We'll do some steaming if necessary, clean all this leather up, scrub every single surface in here, get it nice and clean, and then we're going to protect it. And as far as protection goes, I have, let's see, we like the leather lock. Oh yeah, I got plenty of that. We'll use leather lock, and I'll choose a fabric protection that I have. I think I have 303. I have some other ones. So when we get to that, we'll show you. But that is what we're going to use to protect all of the leather and vinyl. This is basically a leather and vinyl coating. Very easy to use. It's kind of a no-brainer. Oh, so wifey's going to do all the trim first. Yee. Serious
Dirty
business.
job.
It's a dirty job indeed. And we still have some of this stuff that we're using. We like it.
I love this.
Now, as far as the paint goes, let's examine quickly. Typical wash mark. You okay over there? Running into stuff?
Right.
Typical wash marring. Yeah, it's not horrible. I think this will polish out really nicely. See, just very, very minor marks. The black parts here, yeah, we'll definitely have to hit those a little bit more. Make sure that they're looking exceptional. Rest of the paint, yeah, not too bad. That we can take care of. So we'll choose a combo. We'll see what we can do. We'll probably use some sort of an all-in-one polish and sealant, and then again we'll top it. If you're interested in this light, this thing is awesome from Scan Grip. It's a 2-in-1 light. You have this light here. It's great for checking high spots for coatings and waxes and sealants as well. It kind of shows you areas that you might miss. Nice broad light. Or, yeah, the pinpoint light here. This is awesome. And it's rechargeable, or you can run it on the cord. It's like a 20-foot cord over here that you use to charge it. And it comes with this little guy that is a hook and a magnet. Now this thing does have a lot of plastic on it, so we're going to hit all of that cladding with the dressing, including the windshield cowl. All of those areas will be protected with that Meguiar's. It's actually a paint protect, but you can use it on the trim. It's better on the trim, I think. Produces a nice finish that you just apply thick, and then you can wipe it down. So there's a little spot right there. We'll come back and wipe it down, and it'll look beautiful. Tires and wheels came out amazing. We used the Jay Leno's wheel cleaner and the tire cleaner. It did a great job of cleaning the tires up. So interior is now cleaned, looking beautiful. We're gonna allow the carpets to kind of dry out a little bit. We did steam them and kind of damp shampoo them. But at least we can go with the leather and vinyl protection because that dries out. You just blow dry it and it's good to go. Super easy to apply. Just apply it onto a little microfiber applicator like that and simply wipe it on. It'll go on kind of wet and you can just kind of let it dry and come back and wipe it down if you need to. But this application is extremely easy. It goes on all the leather, all the vinyl, and it will protect it. Now this does not have any greasiness at all. Once it dries, it'll be completely matte. That's the beauty of the Dr. Beasley's products. They specialize in matte surfaces, both interior and exterior. In fact, I even have an exterior matte coating kit that I got for a motorcycle coming up. If this video drops before that, then I'll eventually have it in the cards somewhere. I'll try to keep track of it. If you don't see it in the cards, message me down below and say, hey, is that motorcycle done yet? And if it is, then I'll link it. If not, wait a little bit longer, because I have lots of videos in queue. So I'm working on the roof here, polishing it, and we noticed from the inside, the glass, it had these little spots. You see that? It's some sort of an overspray, and it doesn't clean off. You have to polish it off. So I'm just using the same polish. We're just using the Technician's Choice. Why so serious? You're really getting into that polishing, aren't you? Yeah, the Technician's Choice ceramic one-step polish. Yeah, so we're using that with the orange pad, and yeah, it's cutting those water spots right out, or whatever that overspray is. And it was on the paint here too, so the whole roof had that. So you can polish the glass with the same pad and product that you're doing the paint. Not a big deal. A couple of passes, cleans up beautifully. So from that, ugh, to that. The Explorer is coming out beautifully. Look at that. The gloss is insane. All of the gloss black pieces look beautiful. They're all hand polished up here. Wifey did an awesome job. You saw how serious she got. Polish all of these areas. But everything else is looking really good. All of those little weird overspray water spots in the top, they're all gone. So time to seal in the windshield. And even though we use that ceramic polish, it has ceramic protection built in. We're going to top it with the Tech 582 detail spray, the ceramic detail spray. So I have that in this bottle, and I'm just going to go over it really quickly and put a top layer of that. You can use that to maintain it as well, which is awesome. And we're well on our way to completing this. And for the wheel dressings or the tire dressings, I already showed you we're going to use the tire dressing from P&S, the Shine All. I think we're going to use that instead of that. I'll use that one later. So stay tuned. Oh, and the interior fabric protection we're also going to do. I have some of this from DP. They're fabric preserved, so I'll use some of this. And I also have some last coat Ceratext left, so I'm also going to use that probably in some sections in the back, but I'll be using that.
Nice.
Nice and slick.
Oh, it smells so good. Yeah, it's slick.
What you don't know is we're just using straight up pineapple juice. It works really well.
Can't reach in the middle.
What? What do you mean you can't reach in the middle? That is awesome. It's so slick. So one of the last things we have to do here is fabric protection. Now, it's pretty straightforward. I have, let me see, do I still have, oh yeah, I still have some of that here. So I'm going to use this until I run out, and then I'll use the other one. But basically, have your fabric protection. I'm going to grab a towel here. Actually, one of the best things you could do is use a glove. A gloved hand, that is. All right, so I got it on one hand here. I can't keep gloves on my hands for too long. If my hands heat up and start to sweat, I get contact dermatitis and my hands get wrecked for months. So usually what I'll do is, if I do feel my hands starting to heat up, I will rip the glove off, trash it, wash my hands immediately in cool water and soap, and then we'll be good. But I have to be really, really careful about that. That's why I don't wear a lot of gloves. I just wash my hands often. So with the protection, basically you just apply it onto the carpet. If it gets onto the plastic, it's okay. It's not going to damage anything. Just wipe it. It'll dry transparent. It's okay, and it actually adds protection to it. But this you work in with your gloves, like so. It's a little foamy, but that way you can kind of see where it goes. And not all protection does this for some reason. I don't know why. Not all of the fabric protection says to do this. I guess this one says you can use a brush, but I've seen a lot of detailers do it this way, and they get better results when they do it this way. The other alternative is just using a brush like this and work it in. Either way, it's getting into the fibers. This actually does seem to be a little less messy because you don't get it on your hands, and it doesn't create the foam that it does when you use your gloves. So that just happens. So that's how you apply that. Very, very simple, very straightforward. Or you can just mist it onto the areas and just let it dry. Just make sure to go back through with a towel and just hit the areas that you got overspray. See this, how it's wet? It's not a big deal. I'm wiping it thoroughly. It's going to dry completely transparent. You're not going to see it. Same with the leather. Just wipe it off the leather. It's going to dry transparent. You're not going to see it. That's the beauty of this product, or any of these fabric protection products. So I'm going to do that to the rest of the carpets in here. And you can do one heavy coat like this, make sure it's worked into the fibers really well, or you can let that dry and put another application. Depends on how much you have and how much fabric there is. Usually a bottle like this can get you about 2 vehicles with 2 light applications back to back dried, and then allow an hour to dry. You can put fans in here and then you'll be good to go. The cool thing about this stuff too, does not have any scent. It's not very strong. The G-Technic Fabric Guard, their smart fabric, is very, very strong. Same with 303 Fabric Guard. Excellent products. They are excellent products. Actually very well known for their protection, but they're just a little bit more potent. They smell really, really strong. So you have to allow, I don't know, half the day to let it air out, put fans, let everything air out, tell your customer it's gonna have that smell in there for the rest of the day. So just be careful with that. Be wary of it. All right, guys, she's done. Looking beautiful. So it's just drying out now. The customer is going to come here in about 2 hours or so, and everything will be dry by then and looking gorgeous. Guys, if you've enjoyed the video, which I hope you have, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. And once again, if you are going to shop at Car Supplies Warehouse, enter code Miranda10. You'll get 10% off. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week.